change in the personnel. Van Robson to call. And some hesitation as to what Podolczyk wants. Meanwhile, Peter Shilton gets the final tests. That's a confirmation of the lineup. Really, the only decisions that Bobby Robson had to make concern substitutes. And it's interesting that he's chosen Michael Phelan, ex-Norwich City, now Manchester United. Should there be any tightening of the midfield or any problems, heaven spare us for Brian Robson. Otherwise, the team selected itself after the injury to Barnes. Photographers going for the group picture of the Polish side. They've only played once since the match at Wembley. That was against Spain in La Corona when they lost by 1-0. The one defender in their side is Tchaikovsky. And they've got a whole posse of midfield players with Kozetsky, Dziekanowski and Schaubert seemingly likely to be the front three. England playing in red, Poles in white with red shorts in their national colours. A point is what is required. Poland need to go for the victory. They could still finish with 8 points if they were to win all 3 games. First back pass has threatened to be a little short, but wasn't. And an early feel of the ball for Peter Shilton. First free kick is England's way. Steve McMahon wearing 4. Taken by Lineker. Something of the scourge of Poland in recent matches. Here's the tall Baku, who played at Wembley. He's played against Sweden and, unfortunately for him, made an error in the last minute of the match, which gave the Swedes a victory. Certainly playing with 3 up, Poland, as the goal kick is taken. Baku never seems to like to take them. Butcher covering, but there was a little bit of an elbow anyway by Dziekanowski. England with 2 up. Lineker and Beardsley. Beardsley out to the left, looking for him. Little touch, but Waddle not coming onto it. And that's Vashika. There are 2 Vashikas in the side, but they're not related. Robert plays for Gornik and wears 5, and Christoph, who played at Wembley, plays for Ruch Chorzów. And we are, strictly speaking, just into Chorzów. Schaubert with the throw. And then keeping all back bar 1. Tchaikovsky forced to go back by the presence of Waddle. Schaubert, Dziekanowski and Kozetsky are the 3 players forward. Dziekanowski wearing 10. It's Kozetsky out on the left side. And the free kick is given. First test perhaps for Peter Shilton. And they pushed 5 into the area and 1 further back, just outside the area. Podolczyk is just outside. It's hit long. That's a good challenge. It's denied Schaubert. That's a goal kick. And we've had 3 minutes. Peter Shilton in no hurry to take the goal kick, so an opportunity for the first words from Trevor Brooking.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that Poland are are going to push forward. They've really got the 3 centre-backs and then 4 in midfield and 3 up front, and they need to win themselves if they've got a chance in this group, and it's very important from England's point of view that they don't get the crowd behind them early on.
That's a good turn. And Bashika gets it in. Shot came from Jekanovski.
Well, it was a good opportunity. In fact, the player running in on it would have been the best placed one rather than the player with his back to goal.
Looking at the move again, they made good space on the right side, and Jekanovski didn't really get hold of it. The player to his left was better placed. Coming from the back, Kazmarek. Tchaikovsky plays for Stal Mielec. Side drawn from 9 different clubs, 3 players from Legia Warsaw. This is Bashika. To his namesake. Nawrocki trying to play it through. Good blocking by Butcher. And I think we're going to learn a bit about the England defence of this contest. Yet to concede a goal, but a lot of people aren't very sure about how sure it is. Bashika seems to be much the orchestrator of the attack, but the free kick has been given for the push from Tadashevich. Tadashevich, one of the foreign players. He plays for Neuchâtel, plays his football outside Poland. I mean by foreign players, because one of them is the man trying to challenge there. Beaten by Butcher of Rangers, that's Jekanovski of Celtic. Offside against Lineker. Few horns making themselves heard. That's Tadashevich. Tchaikovsky. There's Marek, again leading from the back. Pass asks too much. Peter Shilton. Played in all 4 previous World Cup matches against Poland, with mixed memories. Counts the goal by Damaski as one of those that he would happily forget. It's the goal that produced the 1-1 at Wembley in October of 1973, which, coupled with the victory of the Poles in this stadium, saw England out of the 74 World Cup. Goal kick. Comfortably beaten was Stevens, but the cover is there. There's Walker who went across. Very wide and fairly gruesome from Tadashevich. Tries Polska. That's the name of the country, of course, here. Nawrocki. Butcher, more up than on. Wanting to battle for it a little bit. Pierce getting in, but not comfortably. Walker having to recover. Bit of a push by Kozetski. Came on as a substitute at Wembley. Stuart Pearce of Nottingham Forest. Beardsley, not too much room for manoeuvre. Taken by Robson nicely. This is Waddle. Rocastle held it well. It wasn't a good challenge. He's done well. Shot from Brian Robson. As well held with Lineker coming in. Tchanovsky's gone wide to the left. In the main, it's Walker who's with him. Kozetski's wide to the right, wearing number 9. Tchaikovsky. Lot of movement by the front three of Poland. Tchaikovsky's now out on the right. And getting inside the fullback, Pearce. Diagonal run made. That's created a bit of space for Tadasiewicz. Has support to the left, but didn't use it, but a free kick has been given. Two men wide to the left. Walker's challenge. A little bit of a push first. And then the referee didn't like the boot either, apparently. Krzysztof Fashika moving right to left across the 18-yard line. Kozetski is to the right, the near side as we look. To the left now as we look in that picture. Kozetski and Tchanovsky the greatest threat, except from the shot from Tadasiewicz. Gets a bit of luck with the bounce. Ended by Pearce. Past the 10-minute mark, no score.
Waiting for the ball to come back there, Stuart Pearce, but at the moment the English defence dealing with everything, but you don't feel totally happy.
So it was a foul one, I think. Put up by Rocastle. Stevens able to recover. The route to the back pass is blocked, but it's still played and played well. What confidence from Steve McMahon. Both in his goalkeeper and, more importantly at this level, in his own abilities. Might have sent the pass rate up a little bit at home, though. This is Waddle. Lineker's pulled away to the far post. Robson just inside the 18-yard area. Pearce's cross. But it was played at a stretch. The ball was actually a little bit too far out of range to get his foot round it. Tchanovsky's covering the most enormous amount of ground. And here he is again. That's promising. Or worrying, depending on whose side you're on. Beardsley. Gets through to Lineker. Tchaikovsky didn't cut it out when he should have. Rocastle. 4 in the box for England. Met by Tchaikovsky. McMahon. Hit quite strongly at Waddle. This is Fashika. Gives it away. just too far away from Lineker. There was a slight stumble by the goalkeeper, Bako. Tarasiewicz. Nawrocki leaves it to Tchaikovsky. Nawrocki again. Robert Bashika. Tarasiewicz. Hounding by Beardsley. Tarasiewicz. Wanting somebody to go on. Chaubert, Tchaikovsky. Stopped by Walker. Oh! Thumping drive and turned away by Peter Shilton. Really, that was hugely well struck. And a very good save. Robert Bashika it was. Got a deflection too. Just the fingertips, I think, from Shilton. But anyway, the deflection was going to take it for the corner. Waddle back on his 6-yard line. Met well by Walker. This is Nawrocki. Ball was up.
There's no doubt at the moment the speed and movement off the ball of the Polish side is causing England defence problems. And in particular in midfield, I think Tarasiewicz has got to be picked up much tighter because he is running the game from that area.
And we've had 15 minutes of England's final match in Group 2 in the World Cup. No score. Waddle might have got away if he can do it first time. Gets the corner. Beardsley coming across to take it. Butcher striding towards the near post. Alongside Waddle. Lineker further over. Brian Robson poised for the run. And Bako gets there first. McMahon. Not really sure whether that was intended as a cross or a shot, and I suspect he might not be either. Dovcik. Dovcik played at Wembley and since taken over as captain. There he is. Tchaikovsky this way, number 2. Again, movement from the players up front, trying to create some space and very nearly getting through then. It's Kozetsky. Castle. McMahon. Tarasiewicz. He wasn't used in the starting lineup in the first match at Wembley. Tarasiewicz came on as a substitute, but he didn't have too much opportunity to show what he can do. Certainly doing so here. This is Robert Bashika. Tchaikovsky taking over. Waddle. Gary Stevens, his first foray forward. Rocastle, who was in the right back position as Stevens went forward. Free kick is given just as the Poles thought they were going to have a break of 4-on-3. Butcher is up. In a line with the near post as we look. Comes further over to Chris Waddle. Three waiting. One of them is Robson. That's curling. Just comfortably headed out. But the follow-up shot from McMahon wasn't too bad, was it? Bit of a daisy cutter. The ball came out from Kazmarek. Met first time. And very well struck indeed. Tchaikovsky. To Vodovchik. Kazgetsky tries to run down the middle. It looks too long. It is. Lineker beaten by Vodovchik. Castle. Castle again not picked up. He didn't actually control it too well. But the corner is won as we come up to the 20th minute of the match. No score. England's second corner. As usual, Lineker will be joined by Butcher. Takes the near post position. Lineker further over. Waddle to take from that side. Curling in. Robson has come forward. That's a good claim by Bacco. Offside. Lineker. Tchaikovsky breathing all over him. This is a good run by Steve McMahon. He's committed the backman who wins it well. It's a slight knock. There's Marek. Beardsley. Lineker having to backpedal, still gets the knockdown. Kozetsky. Quickly in was Walker. Rocastle. England have an extra man, but couldn't make any use of it. Lineker. Chaubert, who chased back with him. And here's Tarasevich, showing good pace with carrying the ball. Tchaikovsky inside, needs somebody coming up square. Still two waiting. Ashika is one of them. And a good close down by the England captain. Got a deflection for the corner. And Robson stays down. Really had to go in as the spare man came up on the edge of the area to strike it.
Well, it was Butcher and Des Walker who went in, and I have a feeling it was one of our own defenders that probably trying to block it themselves hit Brian Robson. And let's hope it's not it's just a new injury rather than the one that kept him out recently.
Well, there's no mean try by Krzysztof Ashika. Tchaikovsky looks up to see in hope, and Robson is okay. Chaubert to take the corner. Kozetsky waiting on the far side. Goes all the way back. England start coming out. Shot was from a very long way back by Vodovchik. What a curious use of the corner.
They definitely like to play the ball around on the floor. I mean, they're quite a small side, but very quick and nippy. I mean, a vastly improved team from that we saw at Wembley in June, when I thought they looked a very poor side technically and heart-wise, but tonight they've come out and certainly mean to try and get the win that they need to keep the group alive, and it's up, as you say, to the English defence in particular now that are really going to be tested.
Marek starts at the back again to Vodovcic. Looking long. There's good variation too. They use the long ball, they use pace, push it around, and Czekanowski, number 10 there in the middle of the picture, is when he hasn't got the ball, he's always looking to create space for somebody else, or indeed for himself. This is Chaubert. Missed the trip to Wembley because he had a court case to attend to. Nawrocki. And Shilton didn't come until slightly later, perhaps, than he might have wished. And Czekanowski it was who went in. There was a slight hesitation there between defender and goalkeeper. But England escaped. And the volume is turned up for the corner. Czekanowski just outside the 6-yard area. It's curling, well met by Butcher. This is Nawrocki, trying to keep his eyes on the ball when a herd of Englishmen were coming down on him. Let's see, wouldn't come for him too kindly. Beardsley it was who got in for the block. Two others and Butcher between him and the goal. Robson showing no ill effects from that knock a few minutes ago, and with 25 minutes gone, he's still leading his side to the point which would be enough, not necessarily to win the group, but to book a place in next year's World Cup finals in Italy. On by Vodovcic, and the free kick is given. Oh, a little bit of holding on Vasicka. Christoph Vasicka. The other Vasicka, number 5, looks as though he might be involved in the free kick. Czekanowski turns, plays it inside. What a lovely bit of shielding of the ball. That's where the free kick came, but it was off the ball, in fact, given against Walker. Vodovcic and Tarasiewicz on the ball. Chaubert just to their right. Vasicka a little bit further over. Oh dear. I won't worry too much about free kicks like that. It's Vodovcic, one of the players from Legia Warsaw. His 36th cap, but if he wants to cap it with something memorable, he has to do rather better than that. Stevens. Beardsley ran away for a second. Something by Kazmarek. Walker. Kozetski. Vasicka. Nawrocki coming forward. Loses out to Pearce. Typical challenge by the Nottingham Forest fullback. Lineker. On comfortably for Waddle, but out, was it? Yes, it was. This is header denying the ball to Czekanowski. Tchaikovsky. Robert Vasicka. Free kick has been given against Waddle. He made a lot of it, did Robert Vasicka. Czekanowski goes forward, Vasicka in possession. Now Tarasiewicz got a very good left, as we've already seen.
I like to go down for the free kicks. I think English defence will have to be very careful near the penalty box because they look a side that will be looking for penalties.
Kaczmarek. Nawrocki. 5 Poles in attacking positions. Bashika. Chaubert, who started it, wants the ball back in midfield. Here he is. Beardsley got goal side briefly. Nawrocki. Bashika, it's a good cross and a good save. Chikanovsky again with a header. What a nice move, and they certainly got round the back then. Third Polish corner, fourth Polish corner, I beg your pardon, and England will be relieved that it's no more than that. It's a very, very good attack. Butcher and Chikanovsky together in the 6-yard area. Out by Pierce. This is Nawrocki. Lineker getting there just enough to put off the through ball again.
Great 4 or 5 man movement by the Polish side, and there's then coming outside Chris Waddle across into the middle, and really Chikanovsky anywhere in the right hand side of the goal it would have been in. Peter Shilton making a good save, but it was a nice fight for him to get across to.
Home crowd in pretty good voice, and with reason to be, but with half an hour gone, a third of the contest, it remains 0-0. The balance of the play is hugely left to right. Kaczmarek. Starting another Polish attack. There have been many of them and of different style. Free kick is given against Pierce. And Nawrocki. Turned by Bashika. And Chaubert looking for a second opportunity as he couldn't control the ball, but there was no appeal and no justification for one. Lineker. Rare English moment of possession here. Ends by Nawrocki, rather a blind pass by Peter Beardsley. He gets back, but free kick is conceded. Really wasn't up alongside Nawrocki when he tried to get the challenge in. Wasn't quite as quick as Polish television showed us. Bashika. Barasiewicz. Great strike from Kaczmarek. The anticipation of the goal and the crowd can really be felt. No free kick for the challenge on Lineker. He turns in disappointment. Kozetsky. Barasiewicz. Coming on the right and showing us he can hit them with that foot as well. It's from an awfully long way out. That was a good 35, maybe even 40 yards, that shot. He's quite happy to come either side. That was the previous shot, which was very well turned away by Peter Shilton. Once again, Trevor, it's a story of Shilton putting out the stops when they're needed. Robson. By his standards, he won't think he's been called upon to do anything too impressive as yet. Flag stays down, and Baku comes to the feet of McMahon to concede not the corner. Well, the linesman indicating the goal kick, but the referee says no corner. The linesman's flag clearly indicated that it should be a goal kick. Good piece of goalkeeping. Good running too by McMahon, who beat any attempt at offside. Spread himself well to the big goalkeeper. And in the end, it seems that the communication between the Spanish linesman and the Spanish referee worked, but not to England's advantage.
Still trying to work that one out, but it was just a brief respite really for England, because they have really been on the rack, and you can understand the Polish crowd getting behind their side, because they have been playing some super football.
Robson trying to get Rocastle in. Walker coming across. It's Stelau, now the manager of the side, a former player with Legia Warsaw, was also in among the coaches of the Polish side in 73-74 under Jankowski. He was the manager then, remember, and Jacek Demott was the coach. And together, not only did they put England out of the World Cup, but they finished in third place. I think they repeated in 82 in Spain. Tended to be rather written off because they went out, didn't qualify for the European Championships, but it should be remembered they lost in their group to Holland. They've gone, of course, to win the European title. Beardsley for England, Rocastle for England, and Lineker having to pull back, and gets the pull back, but nobody challenging. Talashevich. Free kick given. Whistle's predictable. Robson's challenge. To a body check and not much more. Zukanovsky, Krzysztof Bashika. Both on the 18-yard line alongside Zetsky. Back. Really a very generous 10 yards. Zukanovsky couldn't get there. Walker did. Badovchik. Space here for Krzysztof Bashika. Tchaikovsky takes over, looks for the curler. Another good stop by Peter Shilton. They've all been at a nice goalkeeping height, but even so, he's had to keep them out. Very clear attempt. Tchaikovsky took over at the curler. And the corner has been taken. And produced no danger.
Tactic to playing all the midfield players for Poland is certainly working. That was Tchaikovsky, who's playing right back tonight. There's certainly that wasn't the curl of a right back, and everyone looks so comfortable and technically good on the ball. That's the impressive thing about the new look Polish side.
Interesting, in fact, Trevor, that he, if you look at the club records, is the only one who will put himself down as a defender. And he's been coming forward as much as anybody else. Bashika of Dornick. I think the other Bashika could have taken that first time, but he might second. That's a corner. If he'd taken it first time, he had a clear shot. And the corners are mounting. Number 6 for the Poles. Twist and turn. Came off the second defender, not the one who was trying to get the tackle in. Worrying times continue for England. Butcher concedes another. And 6.5 minutes of the first half still left on the watch. Kozetsky. Ball was already out. Kozetsky turns in disappointment. In his 14th cap, 23 years old. One of the players from Legia. Peter Shilton. It's 1-1-1 this evening. Brodsky. Lineker. Rocastle. Robson. See very few combined movements from England. Preoccupied with defence, and really they've not threatened Baku except, if memory serves me well, a shot from McMahon, and indeed the follow-through from McMahon with Baku diving at his feet. This is Navratsky. That's a foul by Rocastle. Ashika. They're trying to change the angle of the attack, but asked a bit much.
Main reason England haven't been able to get them forward is that Waddle, Rocastle, the wide people, and McMahon, Robson, the central midfielders, have been so busy helping out defensively. They've never been able to get forward to support Gary Lineker, really, and Peter Beardsley, and it really has been attack against defence.
So I don't think there's any question, is there, that England are playing defensively. They aren't being offered any choice in the matter. Butcher to take the free kick. We're inside the last 5 minutes of the first half. In fact, Walker takes it. Waddle. Both sides appeal. The referee looks at the linesman. It's the home side's ball. Trickery from Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky bringing Baku into the play. Ashika. There's Marek. That could be a gift. Beardsley. He barely had the time to undo the string before he was challenged twice. Waddle and Beardsley both on the ball. England at the moment have only 2 players forward. Now 3. Third arrival is Butcher. And a chance for a cross here from Waddle. It's well claimed, but it was a good cross too, and had Butcher coming in behind the goalkeeper. But Baku is a big lad, coming up to 6'4". Bashika. Verdopchik, the skipper. Kozetsky, good challenge by Walker. Tchaikovsky again. Tchaikovsky comes short for it, so does Vashika. Vashika goes away down the middle. Tchaikovsky in the inside right position. Quite happy to keep possession of the Poles until they can see the opening and change the pace. They must be wondering why they didn't play like this earlier in the competition. Might have been in with a real shout. Major difference between away and home form. The side has been changed so much. Lineker. More promising for England. More space here for Waddle. Nowotski trying to get back to close it down. Only committed 2 up, now 3. It's a testing one again, and Baku has to recover. Free kick is going to be given against Rocastle.
A couple of promising breaks by Chris Waddle. This one was trying to get his toe underneath it that little bit more, but he did have to stretch all his 6'4" to get to that. Brian Robson it was, coming in at the far post.
Again, the starting point of the Polish attack. 0-0. We're inside the last minute of the first half. Chaubert.
Well, the first half really, it does keep like this. England players will walk off knowing they'll be probably greatly relieved to be all square. Defensive play very well, always just got the leg in the way, battled well. Peter Shilton made some vital saves, but I think they've got to think about getting forward more, you know, just to relieve the pressure on that defence.
Chase again, and Butcher turns and has a little discussion with Shilton, who initially started to come but went back. It was Kozetski in the challenge. That was the moment you just saw Shilton starting to come forward. Playing the time the referee allowed really for the injury to Brian Robson. And there wasn't too much of that to allow. So we reach half-time in the Snaski Stadium in Wrocław. And the score in this World Cup qualifying match is Poland.
While we go back to the match, Jimmy, because we're all set for the second half. Barry.
Yes, Poland have just got the match underway again, attacking the goal to our left. Walker with the first header. And I think not for the first time among the England defence, which has this impressive record, but about which there are so many doubts. Walker has looked much more comfortable than 1 or 2 others. No substitutions by either side during the half-time interval. Information there of the England lineup, 5 substitutes, of whom 2 may be used. First header for Badovchik, and for the England captain. Just couldn't get the pass into Peter Beardsley, who actually was just short of the back man. The pass had been made. This fella's looked impressive. Kazmarek of Legia Warsaw. It's Badovchik. Useful ball. Ashika has got away. Krzysztof Ashika, what a good challenge. Came in from Terry Butcher. Wet top surface, aiding the work by the Rangers centre-half. Ball to be taken right off the edge of the running track. Not easy to take from this side because of that. The pitch is very tight to the track indeed. That's a goal kick and a little bit of a misunderstanding. Kozetski not playing the ball where his colleague would have wished.
Peter Shilton was just probably letting his defence know he realises he perhaps could have come for the original through ball that was eventually saved with a tackle very near the goal line by Terry Butcher.
Tchanovsky. This is Chaubert. Massive players back, blocked the shot from Talashevich. That was from Robert Bashika. Good for Shilton. His performance in the England goal, Peter Shilton, has tend to make the statistics of goals against look like damn lies when looking at it in terms of the quality of the defensive play of the team as a whole. Pearce with the clearance. It's a free kick. Challenge on Beardsley. A lonely figure forward at the moment. Italy. Waddle. Really the only one who's taken a pole on in this match. He's done so again successfully. Nobody really in on the cross. Okay, you may have noticed with a hairstyle which doesn't suggest Eastern Europe at all. A little extra piece at the back. Walker's clearance. Then into Chaubert. On the cross. Need to be there because Stevens collected. Mistake by Tchaikovsky. Lineker. Here's with the opportunity. At the moment, the need for the long throw. Which comes. Well claimed. Tchaikovsky. Six players forward of him. Spashika. Tchaikovsky wants it back again. Comes to Novorovsky. This is Tchaikovsky trying to get his way through the middle. Cover all on the 18-yard line, but the corner needlessly conceded by Rocastle. Inconvenience, says Peter Shilton, or words to that effect. Corner number 9. 2 already in the second half for Poland. And now we're in double figures. Chaubert. Tchaikovsky not alive to that, but it actually, by not going there first time, he stayed onside. Chaubert, another corner. See, I think it was Waddle who got there first. So the pressure continues on England. Tchaikovsky on the 6-yard line, 4 just inside the 18-yard area. Podopchik, and then moving out. Podopchik going across the line. Cut out by Pierce. First 5 minutes of the second half have elapsed. It's very much the question of counting down the time. The hope so far of England providing a goal which would ease the pulse rate. Foul by Butcher. That's the whistles from the crowd. Isn't large, but have certainly made themselves heard. It's Kozetsky who took him on and beat him on the outside. Podopchik has come forward to add his height in the middle. Tchaikovsky and Vashika. Milosevich is in the middle too. Out by Robson. Goal kick.
Quite a few Swedish press over watching this game. They've got to come here in 2 weeks, and I'm sure the Swedish team, seeing the Poles perform as they have done, will be quite happy if England could get the draw themselves and so put Poland out of contention.
Swedish manager Maldini is also here. It'll be Poland's last home game in a fortnight, and they then have to go to Albania. And they only just managed to beat at home, but that was with different players and under a different manager. Butcher with the free kick for England. The first time we've really seen Pierce get forward. Shika. Oh, what a beautiful ball. Comes to Chaubert. 5 inside him. Chaubert's made a bit of room for himself. But as yet, there isn't the finish, praise be. Lost a little space there. Certainly he'd left Stevens, but the shot was a disappointment from his point of view.
Magnificent pass from our man Tchaikovsky again, wasn't it? From right to left.
Yes, you could almost say he's in tune, couldn't you?
I didn't like to say that.
It's not the same spelling, I hasten to add. Not quite the same pronunciation either. And he is a Pole. This one. Tchaikovsky and Kazmarek really have played well. Built well from the back, so comfortable on the ball. It really is an area which is worrying for English football. There aren't that many players who play in the Football League who are defensively minded and can come forward in the way these Poles are doing, and so many other countries' players seem to be able to do. This is Podopchik. Certainly not playing in European competition. Is a major drawback for Bobby Robson and indeed for club managers. Marek. Podopchik. There, who is interesting Celtic among others. Tchaikovsky has spoken well about him. And Billy McNeil is one of the England managers, well, he's a Scotsman, one of the British managers who have come to watch this match. Alec Ferguson is another. Robert Bashiko coming all across, but getting nowhere. 10 minutes of the second half gone. Still 0-0. And away goes McMahon, who was a bit more determined then than Kazmarek. Podopchik. Tchaikovsky got a knock in the back there. Just saw him hobble away. Indeed, he's hobbling all the way to the touchline for some treatment. That's nice to see. The player feels that he's well enough to go and get treatment rather than bring the game to a halt. There he is.
He's just snapping slightly, I think, when Poles were getting forward in that first half. They were getting forward in droves. Now, quite some numbers, but disappointing from the strikers.
Among their substitutes, I think Jan Furtok, who plays for Hamburg. The player bid was shot. Trouble tackle. The substitution is being made. Ashika is coming off. And well, I can tell you I didn't see him warming up. On has come Jan Furtok. It's Christoph Ashika who's gone off, and there's Jan Furtok of Hamburg. Tchaikovsky has more familiar player with him up front. Played with him many times before. Shakanowski has scored 16 times for Poland. His 51st cap tonight. Fertok 8 in 21. Shilton has kept 59 clean sheets in his 111 appearances. Beardsley. Hadashevich. Haven't seen too much of him in the second half yet. Won't get too far with challenges like that from Rocastle. Okay, to be taken again. Kazmarek. Nawrocki. Vidovcik. England with every man behind the ball. Now, except Lineker. Nawrocki. Chaubert's on this touchline. This is Vidovcik. Thought about the first time shot. Lineker. Needs to hold while support comes. And support is coming. Waddle making a good run. It was intended to float over the head for Beardsley, but didn't succeed. Shakanowski. Kozetski just inside him. Shakanowski, in fact, pulling away to the middle. Feel for the ball being out, and the linesman says yes, it was. Hadashevich has gone across to take it. Yes, the linesman was absolutely right. Corner's quickly taken. Nawrocki. Dobchik again. Chauvert on the touchline, not used. And a rather disappointing effort from the Polish captain. They do seem to have lost a little bit.
The Polish captain there must have had half a dozen shots and sent them all into orbit, but well right over goal. And really in those situations, a more composed through ball or across, I think, would take better dividends, and that really is playing into England's hands, because they can tick away half a minute or a minute by taking a goal kick.
Lineker. Now straight into the path of Stevens. Chaubert. Shakanowski down the middle, watched by Walker. This is Fertok in possession. But his play now a little more studied and a little less inventive as a result. Lineker, half a dummy. He's got 4 out with him on this attack. Robson makes the run, keeps onside, and the corner is conceded by Nawrocki. Crowd has gone quiet too. The belief that was clearly there in the first half is wavering a little bit for the home side. Lineker and Butcher in among the crowd. Butcher slightly further over than usual. And Robson with the header. And the touch from Lineker straight into the waiting arms of Baku. What was out?
Clear free header for Brian Robson there, and Cross comes over, just clears the defender, heads it down, and Gary Lineker swiveling, trying to hook it in. I think actually just failing to get the touch. And Bacco very grateful.
Waddle. Stevens. Broadcaster going wide, England enjoying their best spell of the match. But it was out. Waddle with Furtok. Tikanovsky down the right side. Kaczynski down the left. England pushing up to confine the space for the attack to be built. This is Chaubert. Made a bit of space again. England with a pretty solid wall across the 18-yard line.
Just pushed up a little bit more as a unit, and just as they get into the attacking third of the field, Poland, they're not quite finding the space they did in those first 45 minutes.
Here's McMahon. And the bonus that's coming from that is that we are beginning to see a bit more of England in attack. Robson. Stuart Pearce. Waddle. Rocastle. At 20 minutes of the second half. So this is 0, England 0. And England now looking better value for their 0.
Occasions like this when, you know, on the bench, I'm sure Bobby Robson thinking, yes, we are getting more control, but you mustn't relax and let them get the impetus again. It'll only need one opportunity, one little opening, the crowd will start coming back to life. So at the moment, you've just got to keep the game quiet and tense.
Marek. Wasted ball. And made with difficulty. Lineker quickly back on his feet. Rocastle behind. And he appears to be in the area. Robson threatening to get there. Lineker. Waddle comes forward too. Dive that does not produce the free kick, I hope. Well, the linesman thought that it should, but the referee says no, it was a throw, which has been taken while we looked at the replay of the incident. Kazmarek. Hits it back. Quite so much movement forward for the Poles. Marek trying to inject a bit of pace from the rear. Tchaikovsky, the first real run he's done, and he was well covered there by Pearce. In the second half, that is, his run. It's for Dopchik. Is down the middle. The good point as to which came first, Trevor. England limiting the space, or the Poles losing their pace.
combination of both. I think when you see so many red shirts in front of you, you feel reluctant, or more reluctant to run with the ball as they were doing in that first half. And at the moment, there's no doubt that Milan and Robson sitting just in front of the back four, and Rocastle and Waddle sort of letting defenders come onto them. They can go so far, then after that, they're running into a brick wall.
Good tackle by Pearce, but it's conceded another corner, which for the record is the 13th. Referee asking a player who was warming up to move away. Rather curious, he's well on the track on the far side. Bertok has taken a position in front of Peter Shilton. He makes a good catch. Up at Bashika. Performance of Waddle has certainly limited him in this second period. We saw a lot of him building things in the first. But he's been rather more preoccupied as Waddle has had 1 or 2 runs which are beginning to come towards the end of the first half, which have increased perhaps in the second. Offside against Bertok. Past the halfway point of the second half. Still 0-0. England looking to qualify for the World Cup for the 7th time. Once making the finals, one as the previous 6 as hosts and once as holders. Gobert to Kozetsky. Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky's come up in the attack. Here he is, number 2. Trying to set it inside. And it's Steve McMahon who makes it his again. Looked like handball and was. Two photographers have moved away from being behind the English goal to take a position on the halfway line. Could say they're hedging their bet. This is the most available for the throw. Lineker pulls away. Rocastle makes the forward run. Stevens comes outside. We haven't seen him do that yet. He's in a good position to get in a decent cross. Now Talasiewicz for Poland. Kozetsky on the far side. He's losing his leg. And the referee, I think, may well have the book out against Chris Waddle. He does indeed. Chris Waddle is booked. That's actually the 3rd England player to have a yellow card against his name. And if FIFA stick with old rules, a 2nd yellow card against any player would mean he would miss the first match of the World Cup tournament. Waddle booked for the challenge on Kozetsky. An unlikely player to be booked, I think it should be said. And the crowd lifted slightly by that. 6 Polish players in attacking positions, 4 in the area, 2 just outside. Tchaikovsky roughly on the penalty spot. Butcher puts it out of harm's way for yet another corner. 14 Poland have had as against England's 2. England's 3. They have 1 in the second half. There's no great danger. Well met by Waddle. Nawrocki tried to meet it well and didn't. McMahon just gave it leather. Yes. All down in front of me waves in disappointment as the wide player wasn't allowed to get away.
Great example there of the English defensive formation. There you see Beardsley and Lineker in the picture, and then the 8 other England players all in their own half waiting for the Polish team to come onto them. And once they then get into England's half, that is where they're having the problems of getting the space to run at the defence.
Schobert. Jakanovski. Good touch to Kozetsky, but his shot is wide. Dovchik, Butcher, Dovchik, and the free kick has been given against Stevens, and the referee says no, he doesn't need attention, and then changes his mind.
I didn't think he does need attention. Gary Stevens really has hardly touched him. Having gone down in such a swallow dive, I suppose he's got to make worthwhile the trainers coming on. They got his free kick, and England has got to keep their wits about.
Kozetsky just has a little hobble away to the touchline. Nawrocki has gone to the right of the player in possession. Rather put off by the 2 who came to him. I think he didn't really hit the ball truly. This is Jakanovski. He thought he was caught, and I think he had a better case than did Kozetsky a few moments ago. And we're into the last quarter of an hour. Still 0-0. England just needing 1 point. Another corner conceded. 15. Dovchik is going to arrive late in the box. At the moment they haven't got anybody in the 6-yard area. 2 went for it, Butcher went for it and got more of it. Schobert. Held out by Stevens. Kozetsky. Just the touch. Tarashevich, the second touch didn't help him, but certainly helped England. But that just brushed off the top of the head, and then he came down and had the opportunity, but took the extra touch, Trevor.
He thought about shooting from that tight angle, but realised, I think, his teammates would have been too pleased, and then he had to try and clip it across, but England defenders got back well and headed it clear.
It's Waddle. And Rocastle coming up at the back, and it's a corner. Waddle certainly has looked the best of the England attackers. Just Lineker in the 6-yard area. Butcher just on the 18-yard line. Prepared for the run-in, and Robson coming behind him. It's Butcher, and it's a goal kick.
If hopefully England do hang on and at least get their draw, certainly one of the more worrying aspects for the World Cup next summer in Italy will be the fact that there's sort of 2 0-0s against Sweden, and tonight as well. the lack of chances that are going in England games at the moment. It's okay not scoring, but the fact that chances aren't being created must be a worry for the World Cup final in the summer.
Rocastle. The rain, which had stayed its hand, is now starting to fall. Kozetsky. Sadashevich. And then trying to man all the ramparts. Away comes Stevens. And Lineker having to hold while he gets support. He's got it now from Waddle on the left. But there's a certain reluctance to come forward from midfield because the greater priority is not to leave any holes at the back. Waddle again. McMahon is up in the box there, alongside Lineker. Not a challenge by Butcher, but a perfectly fair one. Lineker in the middle. Beardsley. Out come the poles. Chaubert not controlling it, perhaps the rain making the top surface a little more greasy. One or two not fancying the rain are beginning to make their way home. And this management will be pleased to see that. Already the empty seats are rather more conspicuous than those occupied. Stadium which holds 80,000, I doubt if there's more than about 18,000 at top whack. It was said that was the number of seats sold. The manager was very pleased when he heard that the crowd was going to be small. 10 minutes remaining. England 10 minutes away from qualifying for the World Cup. There are statistics about last defeats and things like that, but I will not tempt fate. Poles really on their first half performance have been very disappointing for the crowd in the second.
They just seemed to run out of steam. They just couldn't get forward in the numbers that they were able to in those first 45 minutes. Probably a bit disappointed that they didn't get the breakthrough. And there's no doubt England have pushed up that little bit more from the back to work more as a unit rather than get stretched out as they did in that first half.
Good positive run. The fullback only finds McMahon, who offers the opportunity again. Butcher just got his head through it. Rocastle only just his foot. Beardsley just enough to put the shot off slightly from Podovchik. Two streamers of red and white being thrown onto the running track. This is where McMahon wins it once, but then actually, well, he seemed to have it. But in fact, he was well beaten. Header from Butcher. Camera angle a little bit tight to show you precisely what happened. Podovchik ended up with the shot as he was challenged by Beardsley. This is Stevens. Rocastle. Beardsley. Lineker. Waddle. The promising return. Bertok. It's not a performance certainly to be compared with going to play in Yugoslavia when a draw was needed. And the victory gained in such an emphatic style. with the point. Indeed, the suggestion if anybody's going to score, England have got as good a chance as Poland. Certainly wasn't the case in the first half when the Poles ran the match. Joined us a bit late. I should tell you that you're really seeing the better part of England. Kick against throw to be taken against. Wondering what Jekanowski had done. One or two of the Poles looking rather disappointed and bedraggled in the rain. Sundays will seem, for the locals, even more grey tomorrow morning if England survive another 6 and a bit minutes. Waiting in the queues will seem that much longer. Offside. Choice of two, either Beardsley on the far side or Lineker in the middle. Given against Beardsley. 4 forward for Poland. 3 in the middle of the field. Jekanowski offers himself on the right, and the offside decisions against Furtok. Hasn't really been able to contribute very much. Stevens. Rocastle. Stevens. Into the last 5 minutes. Place in Italy, so near. McMahon. Free kick given for the pullback. Nawrocki. And England really a team waiting at the hotel desk, waiting to be given the key to take their place. Waddle has come across to this side. Rocastle there with him. Brown Robson on the far side of the area. Butcher comes forward a little late. England in no hurry to take the kick. Waddle takes it. Butcher at the back. Stevens goes to collect the ball. Free kick. And Tchaikovsky. 3.5 minutes left. Not a memorable night in any way, save for the result, if we are to get it. But here's Chaubert. Somebody's lost the boot. I think it's Rocastle. Oh, what a disappointing shot from Robert Bashika.
Well, fingers crossed now. Just a couple of minutes to go, and I'm sure everyone would be delighted as much as anything for Bobby Robson, who's had to take a lot of stick over the last few months, but he's got his team hopefully to Italy with a battling performance rather than, as you say, Barry, a memorable one, and one really, and I'm sure the players will realise it's been sort of a battle against really their attack. We've never really got forward as an attacking force, and hopefully, you know, we can improve as the months go on, leading up to Italy.
Beardsley. Just perhaps a team to get you to the finals and a team to do well when you get there. And that's the problem that Bobby Robson is going to have to resolve. Whether there are changes to be made that would improve our chances of impressing in the Italian finals. Significant, again, that one doesn't have to look any further than the #1 position to know who is the man of the match. Peter Shilton. But for him, we would be telling a very different tale from Valencia. Minute and a half, I make it on my watch. What the referee makes that counts, of course. Poles go away and build for the European Championship. Certainly they've been a far better side than played at Wembley, predictably so. And their performance in the first half will give some hope to them. But they will want to know why they dropped off from that standard in the second. Here's Furtok. David Rocastle, who got there with the back pass, and we're inside the last minute. Waddle in possession, able to turn with some comfort. Beardsley, Waddle, Lineker.
Well, one man, as much as any, would be delighted is that man putting the ball up there, Peter Shilton, 40 years of age, looking forward to a World Cup final. Probably remembering in Italy what happened to Dino Zoff at a similar age when he played in a World Cup final.
Would of course give Peter Shilton the chance to establish a new record to pass Pat Jennings' record if England do well enough. Matches before. And in it, if we're there, but it's not all over yet here. And that's not a bad try, it came off the crossbar. Shilton beaten for the first time, and it came rattling back off the crossbar. Really thumping drive from Vashika, and it was above the hand of Shilton and smacked back off the crossbar. Poles have an injured player. We're into the time for stoppages now, and England getting home with a smack of wood. And the final whistle goes, and the touch of wood as England make their way to the World Cup finals. A few whistles for the Poles, who caused us so many problems in the first half, but run out of any real pace and finally ideas in the second. England have made it, but not a memorable performance.
Barry Davies' name going up in